Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I apologize for all the weirdness at the beginning, having some internet issues this evening, but welcome to the Tiger's Den. I'm your host, Wes Pruitt. Hope everyone is doing well this Tuesday night. Got a jam-packed show for you tonight. We're going to talk a little Lady Tigers update. We're going to talk Tiger trivia at the beginning, as always. But we're going to get into some Lady Tigers news, women's basketball, women's softball, women's soccer as well. Take a quick break, and then when we come back from that break, we're going to dive into Tiger football. Our own Madison Pinckey was at practice today. Also got a great article out at fourstar.live. That and more tonight on the Tigers Den, right here on the Four Star Sports Network. We're going to go ahead and start it off. Do a little Tiger trivia. Let me see if my internet will work. I don't know. It's being very odd tonight. But Tiger Trivia, we'll start it off with trivia question number one, and I'll go back through these shortly. But trivia question number one. This will be women's soccer coach Brooks Monaghan's 23rd year as the head man of the program. In those 23 years, what is the best record under his tutelage? Brooks has been an incredible coach. Started with the program in year 2003. 2001, and now is still the Memphis head coach. Started in 2000. But man, when you look at Brooks and what he's done for this Memphis program, it's been absolutely incredible his entire career. But yeah, we are the Tigers Den. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Like I said, it's Tiger trivia time. It's gonna be a good show. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. But yeah, Tiger trivia is on. So trivia question number one, as I just stated, Tiger women's softball or women's soccer coach Brooks Monaghan's 23rd year this year. So in the 23 years, what is the best record that the program has had under his tutelage? Been a very, very successful few seasons under Brooks. This past season, very successful, deepest run they've ever made in their program's history. But question number two. Softball coach Stephanie Van Brackle Prothro was named the head coach a year ago today. This makes her the what number head coach in program history? What number head coach in program history for Stephanie Van? Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Tigers Den. We're talking Tiger trivia right now. Question number two. Stephanie Van Brackle Prothro was named head coach a year ago today, as a matter of fact. And so how many head coaches have there been in Memphis softball history? What number does Coach Van Brackle make? Question number three tonight. Question number three. How many women coaches have there been in the program's women's basketball history? How many coaches have there been in the history of the women's basketball history for Memphis? Question number four. And I apologize, I don't have the music going. Let me go ahead and get that going. I apologize. But question number four. Question number four tonight on Tiger trivia. What Tiger has the most block punts in a game? Gave you the answer to part of the question last week. Tiger trivia tonight.
So let's run back through the questions real quick. Question number one. This will be the women's soccer coach Brooks Monaghan's 23rd year as the head man of the program. In those 23 years, what is the best record under his tutelage? What is the best record under Brooks Monaghan's 23rd year? Best record. Thank you to everybody right now watching and listening on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. So, question number two. Stephanie Brambrackle Prothrow was named the head coach a year ago today of the softball program. That makes her the what number coach in history? Women's coaches have there been in the history of the basketball program at Memphis? How many coaches have there been in the history of the women's basketball program? Feel free to comment on the comment section on Facebook and YouTube as well. Be sure and get your comments up on screen, and we'll get you these answers at the end of the show tonight. Question four, final question for this evening is what Tiger in the history of the program, what Tiger has the most blocks in a game by one player? And that's going to do it tonight for Tiger Trivia. We'll revisit these questions at the end of the show and get you good, solid answers for then. But now we're going to jump over and talk some Lady Tigers. Plenty of news comes to the Lady Tigers of the University of Memphis. When you look at this program, you got women's basketball coach Ashley Simmons, incredible basketball coach. We got some news coming up on them right now. So, women's basketball program is going to be joining the University of Memphis basketball program in the Battle for Atlantis tournament. It's going to be a busy Thanksgiving for both these programs, as both the men's and the women's team will both be competing down in the Bahamas for the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis tournament. So the women will play November 18th through the 20th. The men will play November 22nd through the 24th. Man, that's going to be an exciting tournament down there. Of course, the men will take on Michigan in round one. It's going to be a lot of fun. The teams in this tournament are going to be Memphis, Arizona, Ole Miss, Howard, Michigan, Middle Tennessee, DePaul, and South Dakota. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Tigers will actually take on Arizona in game one, which will tip off on Saturday, November the 13th. And first tip will be at 1:30 p.m. Also, this game will be available on Flow Sports. If y'all are familiar with Flow Sports, it's a unique app to watch sports on, to say the least. But it's going to be a lot of fun. But the Tigers will be down there on the 22nd through the 24th. Your reigning AAC champions. But when you look at this Ashley Simmons coach women's basketball team, a lot of talent coming off last year's team. As we know, Katrina Merriweather decided to step away. Now is the head coach at Cincinnati. But when you look at Ashley Simmons, man, she's done an incredible job recruiting. She's done an incredible job recruiting her roster that she previously had as well. And this tournament right here is going to be a great barometer for this basketball program to really get a good gauge of where are they on the season. It's early, November, but the talent is there. The competition is for sure there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun down there in Atlantis right around Thanksgiving. So you can get full of food, and then you can get full of Tigers basketball, both men's and women's. We asked the question earlier about the softball coach And now what we're going to do is jump talk a little soft as the head softball coach Stephanie Prothro added two. She added Allie Callahan, a 5'8" catcher out of Hernando, Mississippi, comes to the Tigers after a successful season over in Central Arkansas. During that season, she batted .500, had a .500 slugging percentage, and an on-base percentage of .500 as well. Coach Prothro made the statement recently saying, "I'm excited to be adding Allie to our team. She's a local athlete who I'm looking forward to playing close to. She's looking forward to playing close to home. She's athletic and versatile beyond the plate and has a strong arm. I'm looking forward to see what she does at Memphis." Callahan did help contribute to the Bears having a 45-12 season, including an ASUN Conference Championship, a 22-2 record against ASUN competition, and appeared in the 2023 NCAA Regionals in Tuscaloosa. Callahan would say, "I am excited to become a Memphis Tiger. I'm looking forward to the upcoming season and cannot wait to compete with the amazing group of girls." Then, to follow that up, Coach Prothro announced today, 1-2, that Aaliyah Dixon has been added to the 2024 roster. Dixon is a 5'9" outfielder out of Jackson, Mississippi. Played at Jones College for 2 years. 331 batting average, 642 slugging percentage, along with 20 home runs, 56 stolen bases, and 76 RBIs. She would say, "It has been a dream to play Division I softball since I can remember, and I am so blessed to spend the next 2 years at Memphis." So when you look at the job and don't look at the record last year of that softball program at all, don't even remotely look at it. Look, if you go watch the games and you watch how this team played throughout the year from beginning to end, this team grew and they became better and better and better as season went on, as they started believing in what Coach Prothro is teaching them. And let's be honest, guys, she's got a winning pedigree. Look at where she came from. She was at Alabama, a program that is still dominant to this day. So yeah, you've got Tiger Hoops heading down to the battle for Atlantis. You've got Stephanie Prothro, just named head coach a year ago today. So happy anniversary to Coach Prothro for 1 year as the women's softball coach. She's also involved in one of our trivia questions. Don't want to give that answer away, but Coach Prothro and her staff are doing an incredible job of building up this women's softball program for what we believe here at 4-Star Sports Media is going to be a great foundation, and the wins will start seeing to come to fruition starting this season in 2023. Up next, women's soccer, top 25 women's soccer takes the field coming up this week in 2 days on Thursday. And just recently, they were picked to win the American Athletic Conference. Again, in the preseason rankings for the second consecutive season, they were picked to win following their second straight AAC championship and third championship overall. Also, in addition to this, the women's softball program also has some players on a watch list. This is a theme tonight for this show. You'll kind of start to catch on a little bit there. But when you look at this program, Maya Jones, Ciorla Miller, and Grace Storty all were named to the preseason watch list. Congratulations to all three of those stellar athletes. And the Tigers take on Southern this Thursday. 2023 kicks off, no pun intended, but it kicks off this Thursday night, 7 p.m. at home against Southern, where it's going to be a pretty good game. Tigers coming off big season last year, most successful season in program history when you look at how far they made it into the NCAA tournament, coming all the way to Fayetteville and losing on a penalty kick to a very, very talented Arkansas Razorback team. But yeah, this women's team, this all the women's programs at Memphis, women's basketball, women's softball, women's soccer, and others. All of these programs are really on the incline. They're all trending up as well. But these are three programs that you need to keep your eye on, especially softball. You need to keep your eye on these three programs. Very, very excited to watch moving forward in 2023. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk all things Tiger football and get defensive. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tigers Den. It's time to get into some Memphis football talk as the Memphis football program is getting ready to start their season in just a mere 18 days away, as you see on the bottom of the screen down there on the ticker. It's time to talk Tiger football. Speaking of Tiger football, go to 4star.live right now. Got to check out a brand new article by our very own Madison Pinkey, and she did an amazing job on this article talking our exact topic tonight, which is Memphis football, Tigers on watch list, and Tigers defensively for 2023. We at 4 Star Sports Media believe this Memphis defense is going to be very, very, very talented. By the way, also, if you look at the postings on social media and you see that picture that we used of the defensive player, that is also a photo from Madison. Madison Pinkey Photography is the name of her photography, and she does an incredible job, obviously, not only with photography based on that photo, but you can now go to 4star.live and check out her articles as well. Go check it out, man. She talks defense, and she lets you know who's who. It's the same thing we're going to do tonight. So you see right there that it says Tigers on watch list. We talked about it last week. Seth Hennigan was named to the Danny O'Brien watch list last week. This week, just today, he was named to the Manning Award preseason watch list. He's one of 33 quarterbacks to be named to that elite award. Once again, we'll go over it. Seth Hennigan in 2022 was 286 of 446 passing, 22 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. That's an incredible touchdown to interception ratio. And like I said last week, at 20 years old, Seth Hennigan will start his junior season as the youngest third-year starting quarterback in the country. So we talked about it last week. I think Seth Hennigan deserves a lot more national attention than he has been getting as of recently, and I think that'll change this year with a team that I think is going to really blossom for sure. Speaking of the article at 4star.live that Madison wrote today, this player right here, Jalen Allen, a.k.a. Jay Boogie on Twitter. Jalen Allen was named today to the Lombardi Award watch list. Incredible talent. He had started all 13 games last year, 58 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, 6 quarterback hurries, and 1 pass breakup on the year. And he also led the team in tackles for loss and sacks. So Jalen Allen, who moved down from linebacker down to the defensive end position, young man is incredible. Also, he can cook. If you hadn't checked out Jay Boogie on Twitter, man, this guy can get down in the kitchen. He can get down on a grill. Got to check the young man out. But congratulations to both Seth Hennigan and Jalen Allen for being named to national watch list around the country. When you look at the Memphis program, these watch lists, these names for the Tigers are slowly starting to come back, guys. The talent pool on this roster is beginning to improve again. The talent's been there. The injuries, the losing close games, of losing road games we talked about, have hurt. But we're going to talk a little bit about the defense for this team this year and just how good we think this defense can be. Let's start with the defensive end position. Speaking of Jalen Allen, that's going to be one defensive end position that's going to be locked up right there. You got Jalen Allen on one end. You've got Cormonte Hamilton on the other. Madison talked about that in her article today at 4star.live. Talked about some additions to this program on the defensive end. Cormonte Hamilton is definitely one local kid, went to Ohio State, going to be back in Memphis, going to be a lot of fun to watch, and going to be a team that's going to be really a force to reckon with for sure. But you got Cormonte Hamilton on one end. You're looking at probably Zy Brockingham, the junior defensive tackle on the end. Then you've got a guy that I think is going to be very, very exciting to watch. Another player from the transfer portal. We talked about it last week. The portal has been very, very nice to the University of Memphis, and Ryan Silverfield has done an incredible job of utilizing the portal. Josh Ellison, young man out of Oklahoma, 5th-year player, going to be very talented defensive tackle, going to be really fun to watch. And then we just talked about it, Jay Boogie on the other end. So you got Jalen Allen on one end. You've got Cormonte Hamilton on the other. That's your 2 bookends. That's 2 solid defensive ends for sure. Then you plug in Brockingham and you plug in Ellison in the middle. That's a solid defensive front for a Memphis team that defensively last year we saw as the season progressed, this Matt Barnes-led defense became more aggressive and they became much better at causing turnovers. I mean, go back and look at them last year. How many games was it? 9 or 10 games in a row where this Memphis team caused a turnover and made plays on the defensive end. But when you look at the defensive line starting out, defensive line is going to be really, really strong. I think it's going to be a strong suit of this defense. Madison talked about a few players on the defensive end today, one being Jalen Allen, another one being Cormonte Hamilton, both defensive ends on this defense. Now you move back to the linebacker position. You've got Jeffrey Arku, young man came over from Syracuse, had an incredible season last year. Really impressed with him. Then you bring in the kid from East Tennessee State, Chandler Martin. Young man can play football, folks. If you're looking for a guy that not a lot of people may know, watch for him. Chandler Martin's going to be a guy that you really want to pay attention to on this defense, and for many reasons. He can move end to end really well. Great speed, good vertical, great tackler, incredible tackler. But what makes him the best is his football IQ. Chandler Martin is an incredible football player from East Tennessee. Beautiful pickup by Ryan Silverfield with the transfer portal. Then you move to the secondary. This is where we think things are going to get a little bit interesting. So Greg Rubin's going to move back to safety. I think it's a great move for Greg. I think Greg will. I just think Greg has a better vision for the safety position possibly than he does the corner position. Not saying that he's not a talented corner. It's not what I'm saying. Came out of White Station, talented young man, Memphis kid. But you bring in Malik Feaster, young man that was at Florida State, also at Jackson State. You bring him in, he's going to lock down one of your corners, and then on the other end, you're probably going to see Davian Ross, talented corner, and then the young man that I'm really looking forward to see is Simeon Arkansas, very, very, very talented, has really blew up during the spring game for Memphis this year. But Simeon Blair, young man that you're really going to want to watch, really want to keep an eye out for, can play the position of safety, can come up and hit you, can go get the ball. He's a ball hawk, but going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. We got a couple of comments here in the comment section. Daniel Ball said, don't forget about Maurice Hampton. Yes, sir. No doubt. LSU transfer Daniel Ball, 100% correct. Maurice Hampton is another one that's going to be very, very talented on this team. Daniel, once again, my man, thank you for watching. Also, guys, if you want a really good college baseball podcast, normally we don't do this. Gotta go over and check out In Off the Bench podcast, man. Those guys do an incredible job covering college baseball around the nation. But yeah, Daniel Ball is good stuff right there, man. Thank you very much for your chiming in. But yeah, when you look at this defense, this is the 20th year of the 2003 Memphis football team that won the New Orleans Bowl. Everybody knows D'Angelo Williams. Everybody knows all the offense, Danny Wimprine, Stephen Gostkowski. But when you think about that team, you think about how talented that defense was, how relentless that linebacker crew and those safeties were. I honestly believe this defense for 2023 under his second year under Matt Barnes, plus keep in mind, guys, there were some transfers that didn't play again last year. That's 2 years in a row. Silverfield's brought in a lot of transfers. Not a lot of guys have touched the field. So in theory, you should line in the defense, and that they should come in and really play really well. And I think that's what this defense does in 18 days when they step on the field against Bethune-Cookman. Let's be honest, Bethune-Cookman is not the level of competition that this team is going to face throughout the season. But I think what Bethune-Cookman will do is I think Bethune-Cookman will give this Memphis team something good to look at. It's going to give them an idea. It's going to give them an idea of what they need to improve on. What they can get better at. But one thing that they're going to need to do is they're going to have to stop the deep ball. You're going to have to stop the explosive plays, the runs of 15 or more, 12 or more yards, the passes are 15 or more yards, those gash plays that people call it. You've got to stop those. You can't allow that. But another thing is, like we talked about earlier, you've got to win close games. You've got to win that close game. You've got to make sure that you finish. You've got to finish. Will Bass talked about it after going to practice a couple weeks ago. This team right now is poised, and they're built to start finishing football games. In 2023, you've got to win the close one. You've got to finish. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I mean, when you look at this Tiger football team, I think defensively, man, these guys can be really, 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 really good. Once again in 2023, once again, head over to 4star.live right now. Check out Madison Penke's new amazing job on that article over at 4star.live. But we're going to jump back over to Tiger Trivia real quick, just to go over some Tiger Trivia questions for you guys. We ask 4 questions every week here on the Tigers Den on 4 Star Sports Media. Let me get down here to the music real quick. There it is. All right. So 4 questions tonight for the questions. If you guys happen to know, you feel free to answer away in the comment section. Question number 1 tonight. Question number 1. This will be women's soccer coach Brooks Monaghan's 23rd season as the head man of the program. In those 23 seasons, what is the best record under his tutelage? What is the best record under his tutelage? I'm going to run through all 4, then we'll go back and give the answers. Question number 2. Softball coach Stephanie Van Brackle Prothro was named the head coach a year ago today. This makes her the what coach in history? What is she as far as number of coaches in the history of the program? What is Stephanie Van Brackle? Apologize. So, question number 3 tonight on Tigers Trivia. Question number 3. How many women's coaches have there been in the history of the basketball program? How many women's coaches have there been in the history of the women's basketball program? Question number 3 tonight on Tiger Trivia here on the 4 Star Sports Radio Network on the Tigers Den, where we talk all things Memphis Tigers athletics. Question number, a little bit of this answer. What Tiger has the most block punts in a game by one player? What Tiger has the most blocks in a game by one player? Y'all can think on that one. My computer's being slow. I apologize. It's really dragging. I don't know why tonight. On my screen, it's showing question number 1. So it's all good. So here we go. Question number 1. In this is the 23rd season of the head soccer coach. What is all right, folks? Sorry, I'm back. I told you my internet is completely having issues tonight. So, question number 2: Stephanie Van Brackle Prothro was named the head softball coach a year ago today, making her the what number coach history in the number what number coach in history. This makes her the 3rd head softball coach in the history of the Memphis program, and we look forward to having Coach Prothro on soon, very soon on the show here on the Tigers Den. Once again, I apologize for my technical difficulties prior to that question. Question number 3: How many coaches have there been in the history of the 13th coach in the history of the program? 13th. 13th. Very nice touch for Ashley Simmons. Or I'm sorry, Alex Simmons. I apologize. And last week, you partly know the answer to this a little bit. What Tiger has the most block punts in a game? In one game, most block punts. The answer to that question was 19 against Arkansas. And the man's name was Ken Irvin when he blocked 4 of them. Got 4 punts in one game against Arkansas to defeat the Razorbacks in that game. So that's it for tonight, Tiger Trivia. Up next week, we'll have 4 more brand new questions. Generally, they will all be leading into the topics for the night. It's generally how we like to do it here on the Tigers Den. But once again, I am Wes Pruitt. You have been watching and listening. We appreciate all you watching and listening as always. And once again, guys, before I get out of here, you've got to go by and check out 4star.live. Madison Pinkey, beautiful article on the Tiger defense. But once again, you have been watching and listening to Tigers Den. Get to 4star.live. Go read that article. Share it. Let your friends read it. Send it to the university, whatever you guys want to do. We're 18 days away from Tiger football, guys. Bethune-Cookman's right around the corner. Softball starts Thursday. Jaguars. But for all of us here at 4 Star Sports Media, I am Wes Pruitt, and we are out. And as always, go Tigers.